Do you cut your own hair?
Mm-hmm. That's all messed up.
Yeah.
There you go. I should be live right now. What's up, everybody? Big Herc Prison Talk. Finally figured out this technology shit, man. It's a damn pain in the ass. Every time I try to give you guys a stream, man, I always run into some fucking problems. So I think I got to figure it out now. Prison Talk live on YouTube. I'm gonna go ahead and go live on Facebook for y'all and get it cracking. So if you have any questions you want to ask, you know, get them ready. Holler at me. Let me know what's cracking. And happy Monday to everybody. Hope everybody had a good weekend. You know, we've been pushing this show now, going on 4 years. And we're hoping to bring this to a network near you guys. And I'm hoping you're telling your family and friends to subscribe, you know, and subscribe to our YouTube, Fresh Out Life After Penitentiary, and also support our Instagram and our Twitter. And, you know, just keep it flowing, man. I try to bring you guys some positive stuff and motivate you guys to do something with your life. You know, I did a lot of dumb shit, went to the pen, but I try to share those experiences with you guys so that hopefully if you pass them on to your kids, your friends, or family members, you know, they'll learn from my mistakes. I don't try to glorize this shit. You know, I thought it was cool when I was young to be a G, but it didn't get me nothing but, you know, a bed space in the penitentiary. And it ain't, you know, I'm just fortunate that I was able to bounce back from that. You know, a lot of guys, they don't have the same opportunities I have, so they end up homeless. They end up hooked on drugs, and they just, you know, their life is shit. You know, both the people I did my bank robbery with, I don't know if everybody got a chance to see my episode of Fresh Out on YouTube, but both of my co-defendants are dead. One of them got lupus and died. The other one, he was homeless living on Skid Row, and he got shot. So, got shot 5 times, as a matter of fact, by the police. But, yeah, it's, you never know how life is going to treat you. So, you got to always be, you got to always appreciate the little things, you know what I mean? A lot of times you take stuff for granted and, you think that, hey, man, you know, life is rough or you're having a bad day. Well, it's not really that bad, man, when you think about the big picture. You know, there's a lot of things that could be a lot worse. How was prison during the 9.5 years? I focused on basically being a better me. You know what I'm saying? I made a decision that when I got up in there, I was going to study, educate myself, and change the way I thought. You know, your mentality is what gets you in there. You don't wake up one day and end up in the pen doing a bunch of time. And I'm not crying, you know, wolf or asking for a pity party. You know, I worked my way up to this shit. You know what I'm saying? I went to juvenile hall, went to youth authority before I went to the pen. So, you know, I basically, you know, I bought myself a ticket up in there and did my little 9 years and got the fuck out and used it to my advantage. But not everybody has the same opportunities. I don't know if you guys have been checking out our SoundCloud, but, you know, we also got a SoundCloud called Fresh Out Series, and we offer, you know, podcasts. You know, you can see the same Fresh Out on SoundCloud, and, you know, support us, man. You know, like I said, you know, you see a lot of these lockup shows, and you hear these motherfuckers talking a lot of shit through the motherfucking gate and underneath, you know, in the hole, and, man, get out on the street and take care of your motherfucking kids is harder than being up in the pen and trying to run with the homies. Big Herc, why when my cousin went to Pelican Bay, he didn't hang with his homies and they beat him up? He was in the 18th Street gang, and did you get pressed like that for not hanging out with your homies? I didn't get pressed for not kicking it with cats on the yard. I kind of let it be known what I was about when I got there. You know, a lot of times you have groups of people who try to dictate your time. And I kind of let it be known that I'm going to do my own time. I had dudes that wanted to fight me because I was going to the law library trying to get an education. And I had to let him know, nigga, I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do. You do your time, I'm gonna do my time. It don't matter if I did what I did. I still feel there's a way out. So you got to kind of stand up for yourself, and sometimes you got to, take the bumps and bruises. You're in the pen with savages, and that's just part of the game. You got to be a savage, man. And a lot of dudes, if I was a little bit smaller, they probably would have tried to run up. But a lot of the cats knew that I was about my business, and they tried to test little innuendos. But I smashed those real quick, and I kept it pushing. Hey, Big Herc, what sort of food could you buy in commissary, and how much was it? In the commissary, you had bag rice, top ramen, tuna fish, basically different types of fish, like salmon in the bag, beef sauces, chili, shit like that. A lot of garbage. Cheese whiz, oatmeal, peanut butter, a lot of bullshit, man. And, a soup in prison. At the institution, in San Bernardino was fucked up. A soup was damn near $1 for one motherfucking top ramen. In the pen, a soup was about 25 cents. So, the average dude is spending all his paycheck in the commissary trying to get enough food to where it could last him for the week, because a lot of times the food in the chow hall is fucked up. But, yeah, man, it ain't, it's a hell of a situation. What made you decide to rob a bank in the first place? Were there not easier money to be made elsewhere? Good question, man. I wasn't thinking, man. I had already, my mind was kind of like I was teetering. One end I was doing porn, I was making money, and I wasn't broke. I had money in the bank. You know what I'm saying? I had my bills paid. It wasn't like I was in a desperation situation, but I was a risk taker. I was the type of dude, man, when people present an opportunity to me, sometimes rather than bow down and say, hey, man, that I need to let that go, I would step up and be that nigga that would say, like, let's ride. And that got me caught up a lot of times. The case I caught going to YA is because I'm like, fuck it, let's roll. When I should have just made a better decision. And if I would have maybe had a better understanding of maybe have a higher level education, I would have thought about what I was going to do and I wouldn't have done it. So I can't blame nobody but myself, because I made that choice and I fucked up. You know what I mean? But yeah, there was other ways to make money. I didn't have to go back. I didn't have to go about robbing that bank, man. It was a dumbass move. But I bounced back from it. But yeah, man. It's I think that I didn't meet my mentor until I got to the pen, and it was a guy that was 20 years my senior, and meeting him changed my life and actually made me a better person as far as understanding who I was as a black man and having a black male role model, because I grew up fighting black men. I had animosity. I mean, it was just, if somebody looked at me wrong or disrespected my hood, it was on a cracking. And it was ignorant, man. I bought into a fucking stereotype, and I perpetuated violence, and it just led me down a path, man, and it took a long time for me to change that path. So, to those youngsters out there who are doing a lot of that dumb shit, man, you think right now it's cool, but once you're sitting up in there and you realize that you're going to have to repeatedly do the same thing day in, day out, and have somebody tell you what to do, you'll wish you would have made a better choice. So hopefully you can make that choice before you get to the pen, because once you get to the pen, it ain't no trying to change that, man. You're going to have to just deal with it. You're going to have to do your time. And if the homie say ride, you're going to have to ride. You know what I'm saying? And it's fucked up. Shout out to Yard Time pre-workout. If you guys haven't got on our workout, man, get the pre-workout. It's banging. It's at www.freshoutseries.com. Shout out to Stockton. You know what I'm saying? I've been through there a couple times. You see, me and the homie went through there to get sacked a couple times. Stockton ain't no joke. Motherfuckers be out there riding. Much love to Stockton. Have a question. If a Mexican Chicano dude is in neutral and non-gang affiliate, goes to prison, who does he ride with? Norteño, Serena, Paisas? Always wonder, bro. One of my good homeboys was a neutral, Chef Big V. You guys seen him on the cooking show. And he just kicked it, man. I mean, at the same time, you're gonna associate with somebody, whether it be the Paisas, whether it be, Norteños, even if you're not affiliated, or Serenos. But like I said, my celly was a Norteño, and if somebody ran up on him, I was gonna bust their motherfucking head, because I wasn't gonna let them get pressed like that. Chef V was 2 cells down from me, and he was neutral. But if somebody jumped on him, I was gonna jump on them. I wasn't gonna let nobody do shit to Chef V. So you just gotta stand your ground. And V had hands. He let motherfuckers know he wasn't no punk, and didn't nobody try to press him up in there. So that's what's up. Chef B's gonna be coming back soon. I just talked the other day. We're working on getting the cooking show cracking again. And we're going to actually send you guys a link to the new channel we'll be on doing a cooking show. So, I hope you guys check that out. We'll be coming back with that real soon. You always got a motherfucker saying some dumb shit. But anyways, what shoes do they give you? In prison, you basically, you got boots, man. They sell shoes on commissary. Usually some type of white tennis shoes. But yeah, for the most part, everybody, you got your work boots, you got some shower shoes, and you got your tennis shoes. Yo, Herc, do you sell fresh out gear? Do you ship to Mexico? We ship all over the country. If you want some fresh out gear, go to www.freshoutseries.com and man, check out our commissary. We got hats, we got t-shirts, we got some jackets, so we can custom make some jackets for you. We got the gear, so holler at us, man. The clothing is there, and if you got a question you want me to particularly address on a prison talk, hit us up at freshoutseries@gmail.com. Did I know any cats from Pacoima? No, but actually I did. I know a cat named Red, good dude. Shout out to Red from Pacoima. He just got out not too long ago. I was chatting with him when he was at the halfway house, stand-up dude. But I didn't know a whole lot of cats from Pacoima outside of him. Is Car Hustle coming back? Yeah, we're working on Car Hustle. I'm glad you guys enjoyed that show. Actually, I got the Chevelle. I'm going to be doing another episode on that. I got a 68 Cougar. I'm going to do an episode on that. I got a Porsche 928 I'm working on. I'm going to do an episode on that. And I'm working on getting you guys some more content for the Car Hustle. Have you ever seen anyone drinking codeine syrup in prison? Not offhand, man. I mean, you got cats that be trying to steal that shit out of the medical and, slinging pills up in there like they sling them on the street. But I never ran into anybody drinking codeine up in prison. What was your training split locked up? When I was in prison, for the most part, what I would do, I would get up and after breakfast, I would usually go do my cardio and bar work. And I would knock that out. I would knock that out before lunch, and then sometimes after lunch, I would do like a bag workout. Like I mentioned before, we had laundry bags, and I put legal work in there, and we'd be curling the laundry bags, and that's how we would get our money. So, because they were taking water bags and shit, so we would do the laundry bags, and when we got through, we'd take the legal work out, and they couldn't take it because it was legal work. So that was our hustle, because I had pounds of legal work that I would be reading over, books and study materials and stuff like that. How do you get your hair cut and shaved if razors are contraband? Good question. You have a barber shop. Every institution has a barber shop. You usually have a Nathaniel barber, Serrano barber, a black barber, maybe a Crip and Blood barber depending, and a white boy who cuts hair for the white cats, and a paisa who usually does, cuts for the other Hispanics. So you have the various cliques up in there with their barbers. You go there and get your hair cut. They do sell battery operated razors you can shave with, and then they have like little cheap ass razors. The motherfuckers is like single blade, and motherfuckers shave with those, but it ain't nothing you can make no real shank out of, or nothing like that. Big Herc, if I'm African going to jail, do I join the black gangs? Nah, man, you ain't got to join no black gang. You just hang with whoever you want to hang with. You got to remember, though, whoever you start kicking it with, eating with, breaking spreads with, you're obligated, if that person gets into it, to have their back. You cannot be kicking and chilling with a motherfucker and something happens and you don't ride. And that's just a prison policy, man. So, be careful of who you associate with. And I always call it touching the tar baby, because once you touch that, you got tar on your hands, and you're going to be compelled to do shit you might not want to do. So just recognize that. Gangs are bullshit. My cousin was respected out on the streets, and now he's in PC because his own homies want to kill him. Yeah, sometimes you have You get to prison, man. It's a different protocol, man. You got dudes in prison who maybe on the street were dope fiends, and in prison they're calling shots because they're making moves. So the game flips, man. So you got to really know your politics and policies once you get to wherever you're going, because shit can go down. I remember being at a spot, and just because the cat was from Sac, dudes thought I was supposed to be kicking with him, and come to find out this dude was a jailhouse thief. So if I would have associated with this dude, it would have put me in some shit, because this nigga was stealing from motherfuckers. And a jailhouse thief is the lowest of the low, and they will get their wig split. So you got to watch it, man. Just because the dude is from your town, you don't want to be, necessarily chilling with that motherfucker. Do your homework and find out what a motherfucker's about. Check their paperwork, and, have somebody on the street Google this motherfucker, because he might be a piece of shit. Do you watch other YouTubers, Big Herc? If so, who? I check out Cali Muscle. He's the homie who started this thing off as far as with the interview, our first interview. I watch a lot of car shit because I'm a car fanatic. That's my passion is, cars, old schools, exotics, speed, things of that nature. I do watch things about motivation and money, people who are successful, because I want to be successful. So I try to program my mind so that I'm on some successful time. So I watch a lot of things dealing with success and just overcoming obstacles and motivation day to day, because I want to make sure that I'm always pushing myself. I'm worried about rape, Big Herc. Should I carry a shank? Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do. If you're a little dude and you feel that you might be subjected to being pressed, carry you a blinky, man. A motherfucker underestimates you and you run that shit up in him real quick. I mean, it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? He has what he has coming to him. So, it ain't like you're just going to be raped randomly. A lot of times these motherfuckers prey on a certain type of individual. So you got to watch how you carry yourself. But, hey, man, by all means, defend yourself. Don't let nobody take your manhood. How do you check someone's paperwork? Well, when you get to a yard, and depending on who you socialize with, cats will ask you to bring your paperwork to the yard. If you don't bring your paperwork to the yard, you're either going to have to go up top, which means check in, PC up, or you're going to get a motherfucking ass whooping. So whenever you hit any yard, you will be required to bring your paperwork if you plan on getting down with any group of individuals, clique, or gang that's about something. You're going to, and like I said, it ain't no avoiding it. As soon as your property gets there, motherfucker, somebody's going to tell them, hey, man, that dude's property's here. Have him bring his paperwork out. And if they find out you're a hot boy or you did some shit as far as fucking with kids or something like that, you're going to get your motherfucking wig split. It ain't no avoiding it. Have you heard of the prison show? Nah, I ain't heard of that. Which position was you in, and what year at age 22? I don't really understand that question. I went to prison when I was 25. I went to juvenile hall when I was 15, and I went to Y when I was 18. So, I just did a lot of time, man, for this stupid ass shit, man. I wish I would have focused more on my education, but it is what it is, man. Like I said, I didn't do it in vain, and I feel that by providing this show, I can show other kids, individuals, that prison ain't all it's cracked out to be. And like I said, we will be bringing back spreads. What if you're not a gang member, but a race war pops off? Race war pops off, nigga, have your shank. You got to get out. You can't let, it's just what it is, man. It's everybody's a victim at that point. It ain't no civilians, man. If a race war jumps off, motherfuckers is trying to take you out. You got to defend yourself. That's just a part of being in prison, man. It's just like if a lockdown takes place. If a lockdown takes place and you go outside that door when you're not supposed to, you're going to get your motherfucking wig split. It don't matter if you don't want to participate. You got to roll. So if the shit jumps off, be prepared. This is something you just got to get down. You can't be no punk. What are the kinds of hustles that guys do in life to keep themselves busy? Dudes doing life, man, a lot of times dudes are just researching their case, man. Some dudes are hustling, trying to get an appeal. A lot of guys aren't really don't really have the education to understand what new laws are being passed or what's going on. So they try to piggyback off of other guys who have similar cases so that they can, put in their appeal so that they can hopefully get out. But dudes are hustling everything in there. They're hustling drugs. They're hustling tobacco. They're running, gambling. They're doing, dudes are selling food. I know a dude who was making, $300 selling sandwiches. He had a cat in there. They'd make extra sandwiches and they would sell egg, ham, and cheese, turkey, egg, and cheese, and chicken, egg, and cheese sandwiches, and they were slanging them motherfuckers, man, and they were making a lot of money. So there's all kind of hustles, man. You got food, you got drugs, you got legal hustle. As far as I did the legal work, and so there's a lot of different things you can do in prison outside of actually working and slaving up in there for Unicor, which is the factory up in there that they put to work and have you doing all type of basically slave labor for these corporations on the street. Did you meet any athletes in the feds? Maybe not professional, but guys who could have been. Yeah, I had a good homie of mine, Big Rube, we call him the Terminator. If he would have been out in his 20s, this motherfucker would have been smashing everybody in his weight class in UFC. This motherfucker is no joke. I've seen him take on 4 or 5 dudes at the same time. Seen a dude pull a knife on him and he fucking broke his arm and broke his leg. He ain't no punk. He was a good dude, stand-up dude. We still keep in touch. And if he would have been in MMA, he would have been a beast. I've seen some dudes who had basketball talent. No joke, man. I'm talking about, jumping from the damn near the free throw line, dunking, shooting 3-pointers. There's a lot of talent in prison, man. Just a lot of these guys had no guidance, man. So they made dumb mistakes and got caught up, man. It's just a part of life, man. Everybody makes mistakes, and sometimes those mistakes carry a heavy weight behind them. So, it's really unfortunate that a lot of these guys get their youth taken away from them because they get so much time, and then they have to get out and try to, get back on their feet. I actually had a homeboy who got out of YA, and young Deacon's, man, he was a beast, man. At YA, we did a bodybuilding show together, and he went and went to college, walked on, got a scholarship, and went and played football over in Europe and was smashing. This motherfucker, he's still, he's in his 40s, he's still repping 315. So, a lot of dudes just have genetic talent, man. It's just unfortunate they caught some fucked up cases, man. Have somebody ask me right now, they said, I've dealt with racism from white people. I'm white all my life because my family are originally Dutch. I live in Ireland. Have you ever experienced other black people being racist towards you? Good question. Yeah. I've seen some black guys be actually mad at me because of my association with people outside my race. Like I said before, my cellmate was Hispanic. And we both grew up in Northern California, so we were tight. And they used to call me the Black Mexican. They used to be mad at me because I would socialize with, Hispanics. I had a white homeboy. We were real tight. We would study law together. I had a Korean partner. Had another partner that was mixed. He was black and white, but black and Caucasian. Anyways, yeah, man, I dealt with the same shit, man. And a lot of times it's ignorance because these same motherfuckers who would talk shit and say, hey, man, you kicking it with them. They would go to my partner and ask him to help them with a motion or a petition dealing with something legal-wise, knowing that he would come to me to do the work. So a lot of these dudes, it was because they were dealing with their own insecurities. See, I grew up around a multicultural environment. I grew up on military bases. I had Filipino friends, Vietnamese friends, white friends, Hispanic friends, Asian friends. I never had an issue with race. So, a lot of times, man, it's because your lack of diversity that you're ignorant like that. And racism is nothing but perpetual ignorance. Hey, Big Hurt, when did you meet Callie and how did you guys meet? And do you have any future videos planned with him? I met Callie out here in LA, man, at the gym, man. We were both, naturally, I said, I felt some type of connection. We had seen each other in passing. We started chopping it up and exchanged numbers. And he being from the Bay, I used to live in the Bay, and we just had a connection. So, yeah, I talk to him from time to time, and hopefully we can get together and do another video and see what he's doing. But yeah, Cali, good dude, and we knew some of the same people, man, and it just was a natural connection. But yeah, Cali, stand up dude, man. Um, do people hate on mixed guys? Which side would you hang with if mixed? You hang out with whoever treats you with the most respect. There was white guys in there in the feds that on the DL would want to put their food in with our spreads because we used to cook such good food. And they didn't want their homeboys knowing that they were eating with us, so they would do it and they would try to keep it on the slide and have, some type of method for us to pass the bowl to them. It's like I said, man, a lot of these dudes, the only reason they act like that is because they've never interacted with these races outside of prison. See, in prison, you have the most ignorant of the ignorant of that particular race. You have ignorant ass niggas, black guys, ignorant ass white people, ignorant ass Mexicans. You have ignorance in every race because these people don't know any better. If they had an education and they actually realized you could talk outside your culture, you're outside your race, you know that it's not everybody. You can't group everybody. You know what I'm saying? There's some dudes that are black I wouldn't even call my motherfucking partner. So it ain't nothing to do with skin color. It's about intellect, man. Finding people who are on the same level. What about gangs? Are gangs all what about gangs? Are gangs ally or all against each other? Certain gangs are kind of ride with each other. Sometimes Serranos and white boys ride together. Sometimes Norteños and the Crips are cool. DC might be cool with a certain clique. It just depends on what institution you're at. It depends on the politics and how things are being ran as far as who clicks up with who. But like I said, man, a lot of time in prison, shit is jumping off because of drugs, because of money, and that creates the beef because everybody's trying to get bread in a very small circle. How'd you get the name Herc? I used to work out a lot, and I was, always in shape, so motherfuckers start calling me Hercules, and then Big Herc, it just stuck with me, man. But yeah, it's the ignorance that's being perpetuated, man. It's pretty sick, man. And a lot of times, the guards and the warden love that shit because it makes their job easier. They don't have to police the inmates. What was your first week like when you got locked up? When I first got to Lompoc USP, it was on lockdown. So my first week was straight lockdown, man. I thought the institution ran like that. I mean, I was in a cell all day with another cat. I was on the top bunk. Both of us couldn't even be on the ground together because there was no room. That's how small the motherfucking cell was. Picture your motherfucking bathroom with 2 bunk beds, a sink, a toilet, and 2 lockers. That's how I was living. And it was fucked up, man. It was Lompoc USP was fucked up. And it wasn't until they, cracked it open because somebody had just got killed that I realized that the institution ran a little bit different. But we had lockdowns there all the time because somebody was always getting stuck. What's up, Herc? Have you ever been in a brawl or riot with just watching the Chicago prison brawl video? And that's crazy. There was one of the spots I was at, some shit kicked off. And, basically, man, you got to just roll with it, man. It ain't nothing to glorize. I don't brag about it, but, you had to stand your ground. And you just try to, protect your back, make sure nobody gets up behind you, and you just, you just get down, man, with whoever it is. It ain't personal. It's just a lot of times it's politics, man. So, and the only time it's usually personal is if somebody does something directly to you to violate your personal space or your personal property. But other than that, a lot of times it's politics and you just got to participate, man. It's all part of the being in prison. It's fucked up, but it's how it is, man. What do you think are the alternatives for gangs? The alternatives is for the big homies to tell the little homies to try to educate themselves, man. What separates our country today is education. The more educated you are, usually it goes hand in hand with how much money you're going to make. The more money you make, it allows you a greater access to freedom. So if you educate the young homies and they see that what they're doing, they can do more, you're not going to do petty ass shit. You're going to do things that are elevated in consciousness, which is going to allow you to make more money, which is going to allow you to pass down a greater gift to the next generation so that you can elevate the people around you. Education, man, is the key, man. If you're not educated, you're going to continue to do barbaric ass shit. So, I would say that the alternative is for, the homies to get dudes reading books that will elevate their consciousness and stimulate their mind so that they'll see the bigger picture of the world we live in. What do you think about celebrities all of a sudden saying they're claiming the hood? Dummies. Why the fuck you are a multi-millionaire? Do you want to be a gang member? You think that, oh man, it's glamorous and you run around. You're never going to have to chunk them. You're never going to have to worry about that dude rolling up on you and trying to put a motherfucking bullet up in you because you got all these bodyguards. These dudes, they get the tattoos and they talk the shit on Instagram and YouTube. Man, look, man, I was 15, man. I got jumped by motherfucking 10 Bloods. Okay, I got motherfucking niggas rolled up on me and pulled a motherfucking a gauge on me one time coming home from school. You know what I'm saying? What am I? Could have just killed me right there on the spot. Me and two other homeboys. We used to get into it every motherfucking week in Sacramento. This was back in the 80s, man. Shit was going down. Wasn't nothing fun about that shit, man. If I was a multi-millionaire, I wouldn't have been associated with no motherfucking gang. I was just representing my hood because I thought it was something to do, and I was trying to create a sense of self. But if I had money, I wouldn't be doing that punk ass shit. If I had money, why would I go backwards? Being in a gang, a lot of people ain't got no choice because you're basically pushed into that culture. These motherfuckers act like it's cool. They want to join it to be hard. It ain't nothing hard about being no motherfucking celebrity crip or celebrity blood. And talking about you gonna shoot somebody. You got a lawyer. Motherfuckers in the hood ain't got no lawyer. They're gonna go down and do time, man. The Chris Brown and Souja Boy, man, stuff, man. Niggas fighting over some pussy. There's a fucking billion women in the world. Nigga, ain't no way I would go out like OJ over no coochie, man. Nigga, you can have that shit, man. You guys got bread, nigga. You got access to top-notch motherfucking cooter out there, nigga. Why would you be tripping over a piece of ass that anybody can hit? You guys got it made, man. Worry about getting your paper. All the energy you put into that bullshit is some bullshit for real. But yeah, man, it's really sad, man, when you see people doing shit like this and they think it's cool. And then I've seen where my homeboy is fucking with a bro from another hood. Nigga tried to kill him, and then we had to go back and nigga shot at the other dude, and then it created a motherfuckers did time over some ass, man. It's stupid. It's stupid. A piece of pussy. You know how many hoods and people who done died over some ass? Nigga, fuck that. Shout out to North Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all the military guys overseas fighting for this country. I know a lot of times y'all didn't have no choice, man, but to do something with yourself. So you join the military, and even if, and I respect that, man, because you guys are defending our country. Shout out to all the countries across the world who are supporting us. And I'm glad you guys are patient with me. Like I said, this technology shit got me fucked up. I'm not the smartest motherfucker when it comes to computers. I know a lot of other shit, but my business partner, he's a brainiac with this shit, so he came in and helped me out. And, we're good now. But, we'll come back next week with another live. And like I said, man, I love y'all, man. And tell your friends to subscribe, man. There's a lot of bullshit shows out there, and everybody be supporting them, man. Support our shit, man. We give them some real shit. And I try to, keep you guys abreast of really what life's all about, man. Not glamorizing this shit and not trying to hype it up like, oh yeah, man, I'm a 43-year-old crip. No, I'm trying to tell y'all, man, let's get this paper, man. Let's put our brains together and figure out a way to keep motherfuckers out of prison so that we don't feed into this corporation bullshit and we actually do something so our kids will have a better future. So, hey, man, much love. Keep supporting us, man. Let your people know, man, that they got to subscribe, man. Richmond, much love to y'all. Much love to the Bay Area, LA, Baby Gangster, the homie from Compton, homies from Long Beach, Monster, everybody that I did time with, cross paths with, cats that had my back, and dudes who keep it real out there. Hey, man, God bless all y'all, man. And, talk to your kids, man. Talk to your motherfucking kids, man. Know what they're doing out there. I was doing a lot of dumbass shit, man. I thought it was cool, but we didn't have Instagram. man, look, talk to your motherfucking kids and keep them away from this violent shit. Because once they get to the pen, it's gonna be hard for them to not become institutionalized, man. And once they become institutionalized, that's gonna be their home. So talk to your kids, man, and put their ass up in college and get them an education. And fuck this fucking prison jail bullshit. Next week, I'll be announcing the time. Hopefully, I got the shit down, so we'll do it again at roughly the same time. But I'll let y'all know. Peace out. You know what I'm saying? Much love. And hey, man, go to our website, order some gear. www.freshoutseries.com. Support us and look for. I'll give you guys a heads up when Chef V's coming back with the new cooking show. We have another channel we're working on, and we're gonna have that cooking show jumping off, and you guys can see all the dishes Chef V got cracking off. I'm out.